Okay, we are live. All right, awesome. Well, I appreciate the team for coming out. I know that you guys rearranged your schedule to get here an hour earlier, and I know that that can be challenging 1 hour because of everybody that has different schedules and kids and other businesses, brick and mortar businesses that you guys run too, and other things going on. So I appreciate you guys coming on, and I just want to thank once again Angela and Jordan for being here, and I'm really going to give it straight over to them because uh, uh, I'm really excited about what what I walked through today and how it can really help the little guy, online. And something I'm very passionate about. I know that these two are passionate about, but I want to kind of just bounce it right over to them. So you guys have a front seat to their system, what they've put together, and how it can help us grow our businesses. So if it's okay, if I can just bounce it back over to you two and let you roll.
Absolutely. So, all right, cool. So, thanks so much, Katie, and thank you so much for having us out. It really is an honor and a privilege to be on the hangout here with your team. Going back about 5 weeks ago, to kind of take you guys back to where this whole thing started. Jordan and I wanted a way for our team to succeed. We had essentially both lost our respective traffic sources about a year ago. Two totally different sources. He was doing like Facebook marketing and his account got banned and stuff like that. I was doing YouTube videos and I got literally hundreds of videos just taken down at a clip. And at the time, I had never really had too many people in my team other than like a few that had really broken through and really started to have results. Jordan's had a few people on his team start breaking through. He's got a 6-figure earner on his team. But we started looking at it, and we looked at it kind of like, well, not only do we need to learn a new strategy for ourselves, to just lost our own strategy, right? We also need to learn a new strategy to be able to teach our team. We need to be able to lift our team up because these guys, even though we actually had a strategy before, most of them are still struggling. And so we've been literally masterminding for the longest time on how do we get the little guy to win? How can we bring people into something? Because you guys see all over the internet, there's sales videos everywhere from every different company, every different system, and it's like, make money, it's so easy, and then you get in, and what happens? You're given a learning manual, you're given, well, here's how to, post Facebook, and here's how to spam Facebook, and here's how to do all these different things, and, the bottom line is like, we've watched a lot of people fail at those things. A lot of people don't stick around long enough before they find a result. So fast forward back to about 5 weeks ago now, we had tested a lot of different things. We tested a lot of things with cold traffic because we decided a while back that if we can get something to convert with cold traffic, we will have, really, really good traffic connections, got guys that we work with, and if we got something to convert with cold traffic, meaning somebody that didn't know you, like you, or trust you, right? Somebody that was like a solo ad or a media buy or whatever, we had a system and it was converting with cold traffic that anyone would be able to then make money with it. Anyone would be able to build their business because they could literally plug into the exact same traffic that we were getting. So a new person didn't have to come in and learn all of these different social media strategies. They didn't have to learn Facebook pay-per-click. They didn't have to learn Google AdWords. They didn't have to learn any of this stuff if they could just literally come in, plug in with our same resources, and we could just send the traffic for them or have our providers send the traffic for them. So we've been, working on different ways of trying to make that happen. And essentially what happened was everything that we tried up until about 5 weeks ago totally flopped. We tried.
Failed miserably.
And when I say flopped, we didn't send like 200 clicks and not get a sign up. We sent like tens of thousands of clicks and got like a few signups out of like tens of thousands of clicks. It was the worst flop. I was like questioning my abilities as like to write sales letters. I'm like, how is this flopping so bad? I don't understand what I'm doing. And the bottom line is, about 5 weeks ago, came back to our traffic providers. So we had this vision. We had this vision of wanting to be able to have something that was done for you and ready for a new person to be able, they could come in and start succeeding immediately before they understood marketing. Now, we're not saying don't learn marketing. You should learn marketing. And Power Networks products are phenomenal products that teach you how to do this. And I do believe that you do need to learn marketing in order to get to the higher levels of success. But what we wanted was the new person to be able to come in and start getting a small win. earn $100 in their first week online. That is so big to a new person to be able to earn, you know, a $30 commission their first week, or a, you know, $60 or $100 their first week. They'll stick around forever, and they'll stick around to actually get past the learning curve and start succeeding. So this is what happened. You know, we came back to our traffic guys after we had all of these miserable flops.
Miserable.
Awful. And we said, you know, what are we doing wrong? Like, this is our vision. This is what we want. Show us some systems that are working. I want to see some stuff that's converting between 5 and 8% on the front end with cold traffic. Now, if you're on this Hangout, you know, and you're new and you're not sure exactly what that means, let me break down for you what exactly we really mean by that. So the industry standard, right, from lead to sale with cold traffic is about 1.5%, meaning that if somebody goes to fill in their email address in a lead capture page, right, they fill in their email address, they go to the next page is a sales video, the industry standard with cold traffic is that 1.5% of those people will buy. So if you get 100 leads, you'll get 1.5 sales out of cold traffic. It's pretty crappy. Right? So we wanted a way where it wouldn't be like that low. We wanted at least 5 to 8% to be able to have you guys be able to fund your businesses and things like that on the front end, to be able to pay for traffic. You know, so many people get started in this business and they don't really have a large budget, and then they're stuck buying all these tools and all these training products before they even are making money, and most people can't even afford that kind of stuff in this day and age. So we were like, if we can just get money back in people's pockets, they'll stick around forever. And I'm going to go ahead and let you continue, because I'm just like, I'm going on and on and on. I'm like, I've been stealing the screen. You stole the screen in the last one.
Yeah, it's only fair. You know, we're both like really excited about what's going on here, because you know, the exciting thing was, Katie, and everyone who's listening, I mean, maybe some of you know what it's like to like put your heart and soul into something, get really excited about something, and think it's the greatest idea in the world. And then all of a sudden, you go out there and you test it, and it's like, oh shit, they hated it. Like, they didn't like it at all. It was like, you know, we started getting excited. The last idea we had, everything previous to this was just like, oh, that was painful. Like, oh my God, what happened there? The last one before this was like, we started running traffic, and we got like 2 signups, and then no more. You know, so we got like all excited, like, oh my God, it's working like crazy. And then all of a sudden, it was just like, oh my God, another 8,000 clicks, and no one bought. Like, what happened? It was like the wind got knocked out of you. We're like, okay, clearly this is not working, as great of an idea as it is. Now, this last idea that we had is actually working on, like, you know, video traffic, Facebook paid traffic. It's working on different traffic strategies like that. And that was one of my bread and butter strategies last year, was Facebook paid marketing. But herein lies the problem with that, is people have to go through a learning curve. You know, they have to take a budget. They have to learn how to market. They have to get ads approved. They have to make sure that it's converting. And there's just a whole lot of stuff that goes into that, and so there's a lot of learning where you're just like literally throwing money out there and not getting anything back. And that's kind of what I've been doing for the past year on Facebook, up until this last thing we put together was working on there, and it was working really well on Facebook. I think Angela was getting like what, $10 signups or something like that. It was amazing, but it wasn't something that the masses could duplicate. It wasn't something we could say, hey, we got 500 people on our team. Let's go run with this. You guys all, let's go do this right now. It wouldn't have worked, right? Because there was all that learning curve. A lot of people would have just been like, oh my God, I'm shutting down. I don't know what to do. I can't figure this out. I don't have the kind of money to go through the learning curve, or I'm not willing to, or whatever cases may have happened. And so when this one went through here, like literally 5 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago, we were uncertain as to whether or not we should pull the trigger on this, because we knew full well what was about to take place. Like, we knew full well that we were about to undertake building an entire system, like running entire teams, taking on, you know, bringing in programmers and support, and starting new businesses, and just all sorts of stuff that we didn't even begin to fathom.
Tens of thousands of dollars.
At that point in time. We didn't even begin to fathom all the little details at that point in time. But one of the things that I know, and I don't know if I talked about this on this Hangout yet, because I don't think I've actually talked.
I don't think you've actually talked. I've been stealing the screen.
One of the things that we know, folks, and this is just so exciting to me, is that when the collective conscious of the universe comes together and has a need that needs to be filled, there's a requirement, something that needs to come into play for them to be able to evolve further and move faster and do things differently. When that need is big enough and enough people are thinking about it and saying, hey, I don't know what the solution is, but I need a solution to this problem. I know what the problem is, but I don't know what the solution is. Enough people out there are thinking about that and focusing on that and saying that. Well, all of a sudden, the solution comes into play because the universe goes to someone and says, hey, it is your job to figure this out for the masses. They need you to do this right now. They need you to step up and play this game right now because you need to fill that gap. Right? You need to fill that in, right? Say it happened when the light bulb was created. It happened when the airplane was created. It happened when the telephone was created. It's continued to happen time and time again. It happened when the iPhone was created. It happened when smartphones came into play and laptop computers, and all this different stuff just keeps coming into play. When there's enough need for it, the solution comes into play, and that's really what happened here. We were sitting there 6 weeks ago and we're like, do we do this? Like, we're about to embark on a trip to Bali for a 3.5-week wedding that our friends are having. Do we even have time to do this right now? Is this something we want to do in Bali? You know, does everyone need it? Is it worth it for us to really run with this? Because this is going to be a lot of work and all that stuff. We're really stepping up and taking on a whole new level of everything. And we realized, yes, it's needed. People needed this. People wanted this. We just didn't know how much until we started running some cold traffic, and we were like, oh my God, these numbers. Actually, here's what happened, folks. We ran some cold traffic, and me and Angela woke up in the morning, and we came out to check, and we saw the clicks going through. We're like, oh God, there's a lot of clicks going through. Oh shit, we have no sales. Like, what?
And we remembered.
And then Angela's like, oh my God, what's going on? I'm like, I don't know. Like, we're like, dude, did we just literally bomb again? And then we remembered that people were in the middle of watching the sales video. And all of a sudden, we're like, oh God, no, they're still watching the video. Sales are about to start coming in. All of a sudden, boom, 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 boom. All of a sudden, literally, the emails just kept going. We're like, holy shit, it's working. Like, oh my God. And then we started calculating percentages. We're like, oh my God, this is higher than we expected, like 5%, 6%, 7%. All of a sudden, we're converting at like 12 to 14%
on the
front end without us sending emails, without us doing follow-ups, without us contacting people or messaging them on Facebook, and they have no clue who we are. And we're like, this thing freaking works. This is amazing. Oh my God, it's working, right? So we just started running more tests with different traffic sources, and all of a sudden it's working again and again and again. And we came to our teams and we're like, okay guys, it's working. So what we're gonna do is we gotta finish up a few more tests. We know there's bugs going on right now, so we're gonna have our program, we're gonna work with them to get all these little bugs figured out because there's just a bunch of little things that we gotta get figured out. So we blasted through that for 2 to 3 days. We told our team it's gonna be 3 days or so. It ended up being about 5 days or so. And we said we're gonna go live on Sunday, right? So the entire internet had no clue this was coming. We kept it so secret. Our team didn't even know it was coming until about 6 days ago, right? Like we came to our team 6, 7 days ago. We're like, okay, guys, we did not want to come to you before we had something tested because here's what typically happens, folks, in the home business industry, in pretty much any product coming to the marketplace. It doesn't just all of a sudden appear on the shelves one day and then it's there and people are like, oh, I think I want that. What happens is there's usually a lot of hype built up. There's usually a lot of stuff going on, like, oh my God, something huge is coming, you got to see this, and it happens for a while, and there's usually like the owners of this product or this system or this the business or whatever the case may be usually comes to their collective group of people and says, hey, we've got spheres of influence together, why don't we take this thing to the masses and get it out there and then teach them how to do the same thing. And while that works for the big guy, and it works for some of the smaller people, and it works for some of the newer people, most of the people are left out in the cold there because they're sitting there rubbing their head like, okay, they said this thing was going to come to the masses and everything's loving it, but how do I actually get people to look at it? How do I actually influence people to get them to come take a look at it? We said, we can't do it that way. We can't bring it about that way. We need to bring this about in a way that has never been done before, and when we do it and prove that it works before we ever tell anyone about it, well, then we know we've got something that the brand new person can use because they can simply plug in with the same traffic sources that we've given them that we're using, and they should be able to get similar results. We're not guaranteeing the exact same results, but they can get similar results. And so we went out, we tested literally thousands of clicks across all different traffic sources and got consistent results across the board. We're like, oh my God, this is amazing, okay? So again, we did it differently than everyone else, and this is one of the reasons this vision is just like the mission here is so exciting, is because people finally see like, oh my God, it just smacked us in the face out of nowhere. It just came out of nowhere. All of a sudden it was here. It wasn't there, and then it was here, and it's everywhere. And if that can happen, if they can do that with cold traffic, well, guess what? I can plug in and do that too. That's what people are thinking, and they're right, you know? So that's how we brought it to the marketplace for that reason. That's why we brought it to the marketplace in the way that we did. And it's literally just continuing to grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. So ultimately, folks, we're super excited. We're super pumped about this because we've literally hit a home run. And there are so many people out there that are contacting us like, I can't believe you just put this together. So many people are like, you guys are rock stars. Just thank you so much for doing this. People that we didn't even know, the leadership that's working with us, you know, the people that are bringing us out on hangouts like this. Katie's bringing us out here and helping us take this message even further and bringing it to our team and whatnot. It's absolutely amazing. And, you know, just so many people are stepping up and running with this because they see the vision. So ultimately, I don't know, if you guys see the vision here, if this excites you, we'd love to invite you. I don't know what Katie has going on, how this is set up, what people are seeing. I have no clue, to be honest. But if this excites you at all, folks, you know, figure out a way to get in, because this thing is going to the moon. We didn't know that on Sunday before we brought it to our team. We didn't know it was going to happen Sunday night, but all of a sudden Sunday night hit and we're like, holy cow, like 60% of the hangouts. Holy cow, what just happened? You know,
by morning, we had more people in than were on the hangout. Like, more people had joined from the time that the hangout ended than were on the hangout by morning.
It was amazing. So, crazy. Folks, we've got something amazing here. We've got something special, and ultimately, it's not just us doing it. It's literally been all the leadership stepping in. It's been all the people stepping up and attaching onto the vision and running with us. Which actually brings me to one other point that I just love sharing, because this is so amazing. You know, we thought of this when we were in Bali, and I just absolutely love it. I had been coached years ago by a guy who'd made $100 million in our industry, and he taught the concept of farming, basically like bringing people through the leagues, from the minor leagues of baseball up through to the major leagues, and bringing them through every step of the process and giving them the right tools and mentoring and training at each step, and not just allowing them to buy their way up to the next level and say, hey, if I just pay $500, can I get access to all that same stuff that they get access to? No, we wanted to create leaders here because we know if we can create leaders, we can impact the masses and get the message out even further. And so what we've really implemented here, folks, is where when you get started with us, when you come in with us, we tell you, like, hey, you have to go out there and produce a result to become a part of the next level of Inner Circle, which is called our Freedom League, right? And so you become a part of that Freedom League by not buying into it, but by producing a result, by going out there and getting a result and a little bit of results. You know, and you'll learn about that when you get on the inside, exactly what the requirements are. It's easy enough, but it's also enough that we're bringing only people in that can really want to step up and go for it, right? So what happens then is we bring those people up and we train them and we coach them personally, weekly, in group setting, and we say, okay, this is how you're going to bring your people up. And so we're just cultivating leaders, and at each new level, we're constantly going to be bringing people up to next levels of leadership and farming them from the minor leagues, from starting as like a toddler playing t-ball all the way up until we get people to the major leagues, and that's when they're going to be pulling leaders up, and they're going to be pulling leaders up, and they're going to be pulling leaders up, and it's going to work like magic. So the whole vision is all about creating leaders and helping people get out to the masses so that we can really impact a lot of people's lives. And my God, folks, it looks like, I believe by the end of the week we'll have 10,000 people in this thing. I believe by the end of the week we'll have a minimum of 7,000 to 10,000 people in this thing at the rate it's growing right now. It's just absolutely insane. So be a part of it, get started with us, and help us take this movement to the next level. That's what we're talking about here, folks.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. I really am. I totally saw it right out the gate, and I'm already like calculating numbers as I'm inboxing Angela. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it would be like a Facebook message of like, okay, so if I get this many leads, and I'm like, oh, yep, you got it.
Nice. Yeah.
I was doing some simple calculations. Now I was a little bit higher. I was off a little bit, but still the numbers is, because what I do a lot of, which I haven't been doing a lot of lately, is solos, and I love driving traffic. I will tell you, that's my favorite thing to do. I'm also big for social media and stuff like that, and I see this vision, and I really see it growing. A lot of people making a substantial amount of income with this system, and then really building their Empower Network business. Like, this truly is, like, you guys really put together. Like, I would, everybody else will say, I've got this can help you grow your Empower. This can help you grow your Empower, and this can do this, blah 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 blah. And really, technically, it can. You know what I mean? But you guys really thought, I could see how you really thought about the bullshit.
Right. The interesting thing, Katie, like when we were crunching numbers before we ever actually really had everything put together, we were like throwing some hypotheticals around, and like, well, if we could just get this number here and here and here, like, oh my God, that'd be amazing. And we literally like took it down a notch and said, okay, so let's aim lower, because what happens if it gets lower?
Give them to make money no matter what.
We want to make sure that we're not like crunching our high-end numbers here. We wanted to crunch the lower-end numbers. People were still looking good. Like, oh my God, that's amazing. Well, we blew those numbers clear out of the sky. Like those numbers, we
blew our high numbers out of the sky.
We blew our high numbers out of the sky. And
we were going to be happy and like go forward to launch with 5%. And now we're at 12%. So it's like kind of mind-boggling, especially after watching like 5 other things totally flop.
Yeah.
We're like, holy shit, did we actually do this?
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Well, I know what I hear, but if anybody wants to step out, maybe ask a question. I'm really excited, and I'm rolling with this thing. I'm already going to be driving traffic to it like tonight. I was going to do it earlier, then my daughter distracted me, and
nice.
Yeah, so you know how that goes. But I had to go to the pool with her. But that's the lifestyle that we have.
Awesome.
But you know, you guys have any questions? You know, while they're here, because they are going to have to skedaddle here in a few minutes because they're meeting with a lot of people. So they really took the time out to come on this panel tonight.
I have a quick question. Oh, go ahead, Gail.
So where's the link that we can check this out?
We're not going to give you one. You guys, whatever Katie's got organized.
Or your sponsor, I don't know if Katie's your sponsor, then she would have the link, or somebody on your team.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure at this point because Mark was my sponsor technically, and I don't know how that goes above me at this point.
Right. So no, it would be me, Gail. This is a different system. So there you go.
Awesome.
I'm a techie and I'm already drooling. I want to go play.
I had, just so you know, I have Angela and Jordan. There was a guy that passed away who was my personal sponsor in Empower, and I've kind of pulled in some of his people on his team to help them continue to grow their business. So.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, and that's amazing at the same time as well.
Cool that you did that, not obviously. Yeah. So.
Wow.
It's kind of crazy though that his business is going to continue to grow after he's passed. You know what I mean?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know, you said you're a techie and you really can't wait to get in there. You gotta wait to see some of the stuff that our programmer is coming out with, because we just say things to him, we're like, can we do this? And he's like, sometimes he's like, yes, right away, and other times he's like, I'm not sure about that. And within 3 minutes, usually, he's like, oh, just had the idea. And here's how it's gonna work. Here's all we're gonna do. And I'm like, what? How are you gonna do that? It's amazing what he's putting together. So wait till you get in there and see some of the cool stuff.
Cool.
It's amazing. So we're excited. But yeah, any last questions? We got to jump off here in like 2 minutes. But if there's any last really quick questions before we go, we'd love to answer anything real quick.
I just want to say thank you guys for coming on here and sharing that with us. I just appreciate you more than I can tell you. So thank you.
Thank you.
I agree with Emily. I forgot that piece. See, it got me excited on the tech.
You're most welcome. Thanks for being here with us. We feel honored to be on the Hangout and honored to have Katie have us here. So, awesome.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah. So if anybody else has any questions, I mean, I'm pretty much good. I'll get everybody, you know, the link. I did put it in the chat group. So, if anybody has any questions, real quick? No. I know some people are
24/7 live chat support, folks. If you do have questions, we'll be there helping our people answer those questions. So we'll see them.
Yeah, we'll oversee them. We'll make sure you guys get your questions answered if you think of any later. We know how it is. It's like always on Hangouts. It's like, oh, is there any questions? And then everybody's like, no, and then you hang up and you're like, man, I had that one question. So yeah, you guys do.
Go ahead.
Our live chat.
Yeah. I can coordinate questions too, you know, with the team and stuff like that. But we'll let you guys bounce. I know you guys probably need to eat something before you jump on your next one. And but I appreciate you guys jumping on. I appreciate you both, and we'll let you bounce. So
awesome. Thank you so much, and we'll be chatting soon.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.